Hi, welcome back to our channel, where we will provide a summary and more related content of the Linguistics Research Seminars hosted by Universidad de Salamanca and Universidad de Valladolid. In this series, we will present a Q&A section with our presenters. We hope you enjoy it. As the session on the 15th of November was too short and we wanted to know more about this fascinating area, we asked Giovanelli a few more questions to explore this field in more detail. If you haven't seen the previous video, we invite you to take a look before you continue with this one. Marcello Giovanelli is reader in literary linguistics and co-director of the Aston Stylistics Research Group at Aston University, UK. He has research interests in cognitive poetics, the stylistics of poetry, empirical literary studies, stylistics in education, and health humanities. He is the author of 13 books, including 5 major research monographs and over 50 peer-reviewed journal articles and chapters in edited collections in stylistics. Recent books include Cognitive Grammar in Stylistics, a Practical Guide, New Directions in Cognitive Grammar and Style, and Text Word Theory and Kids Poetry. He is currently working on a monograph on poetry written during the COVID-19 pandemic, supported by a British Academy Leverhulme Small Grant and a Leverhulme Research Fellowship. And now let's talk with Giovanelli. We would like to thank first Giovanelli for his collaboration and his involvement both in the seminar and in the post-seminar activity. Unfortunately, we do not have his answers live, but what we present here is a direct transcript of his words. So we asked our first question to Giovanelli, which was, how would you define cognitive linguistics and stylistics? Cognitive linguistics, to me, is a very broad field and term. Evans and Green call it an umbrella term, I think. But generally, I would say that it's a set of modern theories about linguistics that draw on empirical evidence from cognitive psychology, neurology, cognitive narrative theory, as well as ideas that are more socially oriented. I think any linguistic idea or framework that treats the mind seriously and rejects mind-body binaries could really be labeled cognitive. I think cognitive stylistics is probably easier to define simply because stylisticians tend to have a good idea of what this is. I would say that cognitive stylistics maintains the central premises of stylistics but draws on cognitive linguistic methods. This might range from discourse grammar such as text word theory, organizational grammars such as schema theory, or more micro-level grammar such as cognitive grammar. Then there are more basic organizing ideas such as figure ground, attention, and so on. In our second question, we wanted to know how he ended up working in this field of knowledge, and he told us, I started as a secondary school teacher many years ago and then did an MA in literary linguistics at the University of Nottingham, just at the time that Peter Stockwell's book Cognitive Poetics came out. I think I was already a stylistician then, as I was committed to the integration of language and literature, but that book permanently changed the way I thought about language and literature and opened my eyes to a whole new way of analyzing texts that I didn't realize was possible. I can't think of another book that has had such an impact on me. From then, I stayed at Nottingham to do a PhD and realized that was the area I wanted to work in. This third question is a piece of advice for those of you, mainly students, that would like to pursue a career in this field. We asked Giovanelli, what would your advice be to a student who wishes to start their academic journey in stylistics? And he told us, despite all the wonderful advances of the last 15-20 years, don't lose sight of the fundamentals of stylistics, close textual analysis that draws on linguistic knowledge, presented in a clear and objective fashion. And there are still many brilliant older books out there from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, which can teach the students of stylistics a lot. So now you know where to start. Our fourth question was, which research venues do you believe have great future potential? And he answered, I might answer this in the last question, so spoiler, we're sorry, but it seems to me that stylisticians are very well placed to work in applied contexts. After all, stylistics is a subfield of applied linguistics, and you can already see some excellent work developing in health and education contexts and focusing on areas such as climate change and social inequality. On the literary side, being able to account for emotional responses is an area that has long evaded literary studies, and again, this is an area where stylisticians have begun to really make ground. In our fifth question, we needed to address the challenges that stylistics will have to face in the future. And we were told, like all humanities subjects, we will need to champion our cause. Although I think this is easier for stylistics if framed as essentially applied. The interesting challenge for me is AI. How will this affect what stylisticians do? Could AI even replace stylisticians at some point? The technology is becoming very sophisticated, and it will be interesting to see how AI tools could become part of the stylistician's toolkit. And our last question was, how can society profit from stylistic research? And Giovanelli told us, there are now many stylisticians working in applied contexts, and I think we all have a strong sense of the value of our discipline in solving external issues, most of which are, after all, language issues. Stylisticians can raise awareness of global concerns, identify how framing events and people gives rise to good or not so good versions of reality, explain cultural interests and phenomena, suggest good models of pedagogy, and so on. I like the term language awareness, a term used by educationalists in the UK in the 70s, 80s to highlight the importance of the public being aware of how language works. I think that's really what stylisticians do in a range of different ways, with a variety of different text types and for a variety of different purposes and beneficiaries. And that would be all for today. We hope you have enjoyed the video, and we would like to thank again Giovanelli for his answers. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you wish to stay up to date with the latest linguistic content from the Linguistics Research Seminars. Thanks for watching!